This video is sponsored by Access Competitions UK, the UK's #1 website for online raffling. If you're feeling lucky, then this is the site for you. They've got so many different competitions. If you head over, click the competitions tab, and you'll see a whole host of different competitions and raffles that they've got running. And if you look right there, you'll see my personally rebuilt and modified BMW E92 325i. This is the first ever Salvage Nation raffle. You'll be getting the car, all the mods, the private number plate, and guess what? You get £500 cash to go towards your insurance or to spend on whatever your heart desires. So guys, head on over to accesscompetitions.co.uk, have a little browse, take part, grab some tickets, and if you're feeling lucky, remember you need to be in it to win it. Don't forget, you can also check out Access Competitions on the Trustpilot website, and the live draw will be held on the 31st of July, where we'll be choosing one lucky winner, and then I'll be delivering my car plus the cash to that winner in person. Right, let's continue with the video. Cools down the engine oil, so it's very important. And if you have a look, when it had the accident, it just kind of squashed it. Guys, the engine is back in the car. Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode from Salvage Nation. In this episode, we're back on the Golf R and we're picking up exactly where we left off in the last episode. So in the last episode, we sorted out the chassis. I started to assemble all the wiring, but I've got a problem, and I said it in an earlier episode where the connector for the fuse box, the small connector, was damaged in the accident, and I need to wire in all of these wires. So I need to wire in this, and the plan for today, or the hope for today, is to get ignition to the car. And to get ignition, I need to sort out these wires. If I can get ignition to the car, then that would mean that I can start to put the engine in. So I'm gonna stop talking, get straight to work. Guys, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And listen, we got a lot of work to do, so I hope you join me for the journey. I've just heard Euro car parts pull up outside. I've ordered a new battery for the car, so let's go outside, get the battery, fit it in the car, and then I can start to hopefully sort out the ignition. Let's go. There we have it, guys. So I've fitted my new battery, I've fitted in the fuse box, and I've fitted in all the major fuses at the front. I still have an issue where I need to connect these wires, but because this connector was slightly different, it's the same connector, but the wiring is different. I need to go home and do some research on that. However, I've already done some research, and what I've found out is these wires is for stuff like the water pump relay, and it's all the stuff to do with the ancillaries on the engine. And because the engine's not in the car, I don't know what's what. So I'm gonna leave that until I fit the engine. With everything as it stands, I should still get some sort of ignition to the car, so that's what I want to go check. So the engine ECU is still not connected. Everything else is connected, so all I should need to do is connect this positive wire, and I should be getting some form of ignition. I've reconnected the dials and the radio inside. If you remember, I removed the dash, so let's see. Hopefully I haven't burnt anything. I can see the indicators, so that's a good sign. Let's check out the interior. I can see power. Let's check the ignition. Oh, there we go. So everything's screaming at me at the moment, but there's ignition, so I am happy. Oh my God. Right, that's where I'm gonna leave all of the kind of minor stuff. It's time to move on Shush. It's time to move on to the engine, guys. Let's get the engine ready to go into the car. And then hopefully we'll be marrying the two up and hopefully it starts. Remember guys, since I bought this car, I've never heard the engine running. It's never started because my gearbox plug was damaged. In an earlier episode, I got the gearbox plug replaced. I got it fixed, so fingers crossed. Let's do that. So there's a lot of work involved in sorting out this engine. And if you don't remember, in episode 2 or 3, I believe, when I was transporting the car, as soon as it got onto the trailer, it got a little bump. And if you look right there, it's got a massive hole. All the oil came out. And at the time, I asked for your opinion. Should I get it welded or should I just buy a new one? And a lot of you guys got into the comments and got onto me and told me that I should buy a new one. So I went ahead and I got a used, but in good condition replacement. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna put a new gasket, fit it to the engine. And whilst I was sorting that out, I came across this. This is the engine oil cooler. The coolant goes in here, cools down the engine oil, so it's very important. And if you have a look, when it had the accident, it just kind of squashed it. So it's going to limit the amount of coolant that goes through, which will then lead to higher temperatures running on the car and the engine, and yeah, it's best to just change this out. So there's a lot of work to get through, so it's just going to be a fast one and just blitz it all out. So let's go. All right guys, so just like that, we've gone ahead, we've got a brand new oil cooler in there, and I've gone ahead and replaced the oil sump. Shout out to Akil. So the oil sump has got a silicone gasket. I have to leave it overnight to cure. Tomorrow we come in, fill up the oil in the engine, fill up the oil in the gearbox, get the engine in the car, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. It's the next day here. I've got the car back from H&A. I've got the engine ready. I've given the gasket 24 hours to cure. I've topped up the oil. I've topped up the gearbox oil. Now it's time to get the car in, get the engine in the car, and hopefully we get some good news. So let's do that. Guys, the engine is back in the car. It was a task and a half, as you've just seen. Because it's the 4Motion, we had to sort out the prop shaft, make sure everything was in place. I've gone ahead and I've buckled down the engine mounts. We've still got it hanging, but we're gonna go down below, tighten everything down. I need to connect all of these electronics. I've got the engine ECU to refit, and then, fingers crossed, this bad boy starts up. Let's see. Right guys, it's absolutely wetting it down outside, but we're still working. What I've done is I've gone ahead and myself and Akim put the engine in, and I've done up all the electrics. There's still loads of stuff to do, but I just want to see if it starts. I've never heard this engine start before. And if you remember, the gearbox plug was broken. The car didn't know that the gearbox was a neutral part, so it wouldn't allow starting. So I just want to hear if it at least turns over. I'm still having an issue with the block. I need to wire all of that stuff in. So I'm going to get Akil to help me whilst I give power to these wires, to the fuel pump and everything else. I'm going to get Akil to see if it works and if it starts. Oh God. Right, I'm excited. Let's check. Akil, turn. Yeah, turn it. Guys, 4 months of waiting.
And that's the best way. Ready?
Ready? Is it start?
No, I touched myself.
Guys, okay, first. It's not starting, I don't know why, there's still a lot of wires, but it's turning over. The car wasn't even turning over when I first got it 4 months ago. Oh, right, there's a lot more to do. We're gonna just pack it in right now because there's so many wires and stuff, and I don't want to damage anything, but I'm excited, I'm happy. The car is turning over now, which means that the engine is not seized, which means that my gearbox plug fixed. So massive shout out to Bag Parts Discount Centre for repairing that gearbox connector. That means that it's working. I've still got a lot of interior bits and interior wires to refit, and I'm hoping that we can get the car started, but we're gonna have to wait for the next episode. The car is turning over. That's what you get with hard work, persistence, keeping it moving. That's everything that Salvage Nation is about. Everyone's telling me this car is a Cat B, you're wasting your time, blah, blah. The chassis is straight and the engine is back in, and I'm just gassed, I'm excited. So I hope you guys stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully we get the car running and hopefully we can test drive the car. There's so many plans. So make sure you smash the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. This is where we're gonna be ending it, guys. I'm gonna tidy up, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's absolutely showering it down outside and I want to get home. But I'm just gassed. The car is turning over. It hasn't started, but it's doing a lot more than it did when I first got it, and that means that we've done something right. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed it. And like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one.